Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Diz Unplugged. This is episode 1223 for the week of June 13th, 2023. Coming to you live from the Bob Varley studio. I'm your host today, Rhino, and joining me on our Christmas Eve numbered show is Erica Resnick.
Hi, friends.
I should have said fresh from the North Pole. Sorry, I can't go back in time. And in the back, the Heatmeister himself, Greg Williams.
Ahoy, hoy.
Or would you prefer to be the, I'm Mr. Icicle, I'm Mr.
I mean,
Whatever I touch turns to ice in my touch.
If
Is
we're-
that the lyric?
I
don't know.
would say I
think
look
so.
more like Kris Kringle, if anything.
Papa
the
no.
Ginger,
Papa he show.
Ginger, the ginger.
The Ginger Claws.
Yeah,
I like that. I could see that as a Disney Plus show.
Oh, yeah, a little
coming soon.
spinoff.
Well, this episode and every episode is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Remember, when you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip. You help support the channel and all the content that we produce, and you get the help of an expert Dreams agent helping you plan out all the ins and outs of a Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland, anything vacation. Not anything, but what I said. And some more. So check them out. DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com. And I just want to remind everybody, too, so speaking of Disneyland, we have our event out there. We're doing a fun little party. Not so little, actually, because we'll be renting out Paradise Pier. Pixar Pier. Good Lord. Am I getting here on a time machine today? Pixar Pier at California Adventure, but tickets are still available for this. But the reduced price room block is selling fast and could be gone soon. So if you do want to join us out there, that is the first weekend of August. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's Erica's first time at Disneyland, so I'm very excited. I believe it's Baby Williams' first time. I don't know if Baby Williams will be there.
yeah, he'll be there.
Okay, I assumed he was. I'm sorry. But he's from me and none of you, so back off. So anyway, you can contact your Dreams agent or John at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com for more info on how to book those rooms. And Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa is $684.45 per night. So that's $684.45 in tax. Guys, I don't know what's going on with me today. I got
Just
the tongue
slow down.
twisties.
Just slow down.
Take a breath.
If you're looking at Disneyland Hotel, which I like Grand Californian better, but Disneyland Hotel is $514.80 total per night after taxes. So there you go. Those are the prices and the blocks of the rooms that we have. Like I said here, if you do want to join us out there for that event, the rooms are going quick. So we'd love to see you. It's going to be a lot of fun. I really can't wait. So I just want to remind everybody, too, as always, if you are a Patreon supporter, you can visit us for our after show, which we do live immediately following this live show, and that is patreon.com/disunplugged. That's how you can become a member. That is open to all of our Patreon supporters, any tier, any support, any support offering, anything like that. It's all there. It's funny. It's dark sometimes. It's emotional. Who knows? It's a lot of laughs.
It's a mixed bag,
Yeah, really, that's the perfect way to put it. We should just call it the Mixed Bag Show.
right?
That's not my bag, baby. Stupid. Okay, so, Craig, I see we have inserted this Disney Cruise Line information here at the top of the show. So it's kind of where it's dipping into the news, but really...
Yeah, it's mostly just a reminder for people. If you didn't see the news that was released earlier today, Disney Cruise Line did release their fall 2024 itineraries, and that includes the return of Halloween on the high seas and the very maritime cruises, because you got to get those specialty cruises in there. There's nothing like cruising DCL during the Halloween and the Christmas season. Christmas being my favorite of the two. It is just like you're living in a Christmas world for an entire week, but in the complete wrong environment.
Do you? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a very. It reminds me very much of that, like sort of a tiki Christmas or something like that. But I've never done a maritime cruise. I'm just curious. Are there special food offerings and things like that on there? Can you get eggnog on the ship?
I don't remember if you can get eggnog on the ship. Not
guess
that
we're just gonna
I
have to go and
would
figure it out.
really. I mean, I did one a couple of years ago. I just don't think I asked about that. I mean, it's really heavily on the special entertainment. You know, they have cookie making.
Ooh.
They have playing Christmas music throughout the halls. Gingerbread in the atrium. A gingerbread house, not just gingerbread.
Does
Just
it
gingerbread
does it make
everywhere.
the
Yeah.
whole area smell like gingerbread? I'm gonna need you to go back in
we're
time
having a lot of details on this
and
stuff.
remember.
Let's not
You didn't know you were
focus-
getting the Barbara Walters interview
Yeah,
about
let's-
a maritime
Let's just
cruising?
focus on the fact.
Tell me, Quag.
We have a DCL show that we did that was pretty recently done after the last maritime cruise that I did. So go over to youtube.com/DCL fan for that, or you can find it on an audio feed, and you'll get all those details that I'm not sure if I went into, like the smell of gingerbread and the availability
there
of
gingerbread?
eggnog. You will most definitely be able to find it, but I'm going to not give out bad information here. But beyond those sailings, they also, you're going to have stops in terms of the ports that you're going to visit. You have Caribbean cruises, you have Bahamian cruises happening, and of course, you'll be able to visit the new Disney Cruise Line private retreat, Lighthouse Point. Like I saw one cruise that was announced that it's a 6-night, and it actually has a double dip at Castaway Cay, plus a stop at Nassau, plus a stop at Lighthouse Point.
wow.
And I'm like, that's my cruise if
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's a
go
good
on
one.
one.
Yeah, that sounds very
Three
nice.
of Disney's private islands, plus Nassau, which it's every now and then you need a little break, but not my favorite. But the other three, stops to at Castaway Cay, that sounds really, really great.
There was a pirate brewery we went to that was pretty good. I like that.
No,
Right in the
I
port.
love that. I just don't want it to be busy anytime I go
Oh,
there.
so we're not
so we
plugging
don't
it.
talk about that.
Gotcha.
And then also they are doing other special sailings, including the Wonder sailing from Vancouver to Honolulu, Hawaii, with stops in the South Pacific before eventually it goes from Hawaii all the way to Sydney, Australia, where they
wow.
can do the Australia cruises, stops in New Zealand, and then the Dream is going to be doing a transatlantic crossing on the way back from, I believe, Spain to Fort Lauderdale. And so those are some of the specialty cruises. And in terms of your booking dates on that, for Pearl Castaway Club members, that's if you have over the 25 cruises, you can start booking on June 19th. Platinum and Golden Oak can begin booking on the 20th. Gold on the 21st. Silver, Disney Vacation Club, and Adventure Insiders are on the 22nd, and the general public is on June 26th. So those are your dates. Of course, if you're interested in cruising in fall 2024, reach out to a Dreams Unlimited travel agent, and they can get you hooked up because, when you book a cruise through Dreams, not only do you get your cruise credit where you get, or stateroom credit where you get some money that's just waiting for you on your cruise. It's
Who doesn't like that?
You can get up to $1,000 based on how expensive your sailing is, but either way, even if it's a cheaper sailing, you're still going to have some free money the second you walk on board. Plus, you get the Dreams gift bag full of stuff that you didn't know you would need on the cruise, like the cups that you'll use to refill at all the soda machines and such. It's all the perks of booking with Dreams. Plus, they're always going to watch out for lower prices for you if they can save you some money in the long run on those cruises. And the final plug with it all too is they're gonna work their hardest for you throughout your entire process of getting to that cruise. So we highly recommend using them. It's the travel agency I use when I'm booking a Disney Cruise Line cruise.
You don't say.
It absolutely is. So they will be there to help you with all of that. So get ready. It's coming.
Get ready. Yeah, it sounds cool. Honestly, the Vancouver to Honolulu, Hawaii one sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds right up my boat there. I liked Vancouver, and I would love to go to Hawaii. So that was like, okay,
All
why not
in
cruise to
one.
the destination as opposed to just sitting on an airplane for however many hours? But anyway, we didn't do our emotional check-in. Erica, how are you doing? Going to a concert today? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna see Paramore today, so I'm in a really good mood about that. I went to the beach for the first time in a year on Sunday, and I feel very refreshed and happy because the beach is one of my happy places. So I'm good, hanging in there.
Nice. What about you, Craig?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
You good? You well rested? You look rested.
I am for once. I'm actually a little wired right now, so I'm hoping to try to come down from that a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sweating right now really bad because I was stressed getting here. But and I'm realizing now I don't know if the air was turned down because I'm feeling very whoo. But no, we got some fun stuff to talk about today, so I feel like we'll just we'll jump right in there. I don't want to delay us any further here. So we're gonna whip right into the news. Whoop-ha. No, that was my Chandler reference, and that was terrible. I'm not
okay,
talking.
I got it.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. I'm worried sometimes now it's dated because you know what went off the air 20 years ago? Friends. It was 2004 actually, but wild. Yeah.
I have all the seasons.
Their children are in college. Monica and Chandler's children they had in the last episode. But this isn't the Friends podcast. We'll have that later. So anyway, I'm not talking about Chandler Bing's whip or the Devo cracking of the whip. I'm actually talking about Indiana Jones. Dressed appropriately. Yes, I did. Because you know what? It's a summer indie, baby. The newest movie in the franchise, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, hits theaters on June 30th, but Walt Disney World is celebrating it for a bulk of the summer. That means a new bar at Disney's Hollywood Studios, updates to the menu at Jacques Lindsay's Hangar Bar, and lots of merch, whether you're at the parks or at home doing some online shopping. So, first up, Indiana Jones, Den of Destiny is now open at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's now through August 15th. This takes place in the building... This is located in the building to the left of Indiana Jones Adventure, but to the right of the 50s primetime. It's marked with classy banners, so you can't miss it. And if you're a fan of Indy, you won't want to either, because inside of the building there are props from the new movie, including outfits for Indiana Jones and Helena Shaw, along with Indy's hat and whip, plus a lot more. There's a photo op where you can stand behind the Dial of Destiny, which is either going to be a lot more popular or less popular after the movie comes out. Who knows? I already went over there and did a little photo op. It was fun. However, it is a bar, so we should talk about the drinks. There are 3 specialty drinks on the menu. There's the Weathered Fedora, which is an Old Forester Kentucky bourbon, sweet vermouth, vanilla, Hella Cocktail Company ginger bitters, star anise, cinnamon, and nutmeg, served over an ice sphere for $14.50. This is also not a tipping location, so that is the price after tax. The other alcoholic drink, I should say, is the Adventurous Margarita, which is a Corazon Blanco tequila, passion fruit papaya, green tea, cucumber, lime juice, and agave nectar, and that one is $13.50. And for the non-alcoholic folks out there, or if you just want a refreshing change of pace, there is the La Atlantique green tea, which is pomegranate green tea, blood orange, lemon juice, and agave nectar for $6.25. There's also 2 beers over here on the menu, which are the Cigar City High Life and the Lost Coast Tangerine Wheat Ale, which are both draft pours. So, Erica, did you end up going over here that day we saw you in Hollywood Studios?
Yeah, so I went in there just to browse. I didn't get any drinks. But the non-alcoholic option actually looked really refreshing for that day because it was very hot. But I really liked how they used the space. Like, it kind of felt like a little interactive museum moment, and then you can grab a beverage on the way out or grab your beverage and browse kind of situation. So I liked that. I thought it was really cute. I want to go back and actually get one of the drinks.
I like how it is like, I mean, it's a better use of space than what they had before, which was literally just a tiny merchandise store that nobody ever really went into, I felt like. But what's nice about the bar, even though it is incredibly limited, is there's like just out to the side of it, there is a bunch of standing tables, and they're all like they were placed in the shade, which is very nice. And I had the Weathered Fedora when I went over there, and I gotta tell you, this was top notch. I really enjoyed this drink a lot. I'm a bourbon drinker, but I felt like it had a little bit of like a Christmas in a glass flavor. I mean, it's got, what did I say? Anise, vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg. Those are all Christmas flavors. Mm-hmm. So I actually went back again yesterday on my 3-park adventure. I'm going to talk about it at the end of the show, but I went back and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pop in. I'm going to have another one because, you always think, well, it's here till August 15th, but you never know. Sometimes life takes you away from those little spaces. But I think in terms of like a price for a drink at Disney, that's actually like, if you're getting a 20 ounce, are they 20 ounce or 22 ounce beers at Baseline? You can get 16 or 22.
22,
I think.
yeah.
22. That's like a 12.25 or like 12.50 beer, but that's a tip location too, which I usually tip. The bartenders pretty well. So it ends up being like the same price, and so I was like, honestly, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
Did you have all the drinks, Craig, or just did you have that one?
I did sample all the drinks at a media event. However, they were they're pre-batched cocktails at the Den of Destiny. So were mine, but I felt like they were sitting over ice a little too long when I first sampled them. So I didn't really like any. The margarita to me just felt overly sweet, but it's a margarita, so I sometimes expect that. And I will say though, for the non-alcoholic one, it was very, very refreshing. I actually was like, this to me would have been the base for a really good drink. If you could have just thrown in like a shot of rum with it, then it would have been like right on, because the tea in there that actually kind of like shined through. So it just had like this extra little crispness to it.
I would have said a gin for like a botanical.
That also could have worked well with it too. And but for the weathered fedora, what a good drink. I mean, when we got it, I was like, okay, this actually kind of hits you.
Yeah.
Right there, and
it.
it's a decent size pour with it, but it didn't like really dawn on me until we went with a friend to get drinks afterwards, and we had a couple more, and I was like, you know what I miss the most?
Yeah.
The first drink that we got, the weathered fedora.
Yeah.
And so I definitely recommend it. And I know I see a lot of comments about people saying like, why can't they make this into like an official thing and last longer? And I really hope they do, but right now the reason why it can't be any more than what it is as a temporary bar is because they literally just kind of wheeled in carts that hold ice, and they have the pre-batch cocktails right behind them, and they have like a kegerator for the beer. It's just not set up like a bar. So would I like them to really dedicate the time and space to it, and maybe throw in a little merch too, and have it be like a well-rounded indie vibe? But it's just not there right now.
But here's the thing: is like if you go over there and it ends up being really popular, maybe it does send a message. But we don't know the plannings of Disney. Like, I don't know how long that stunt show is going to be around, or if this movie is like, well, now the stunt show is renewed for another 5 years, or something like that. Because I'm like, it honestly, Hollywood Studios seems like a great place to have like a small Indiana Jones like intimate sort of. They don't really have like a. I mean, I guess you've got Carthay Lounge. I was going to say there isn't like a great, like real good cocktail bar at Hollywood Studios, but I feel like because of the era that the vibe you get when you come in and it's supposed to be like old Hollywood and that sort of stuff, that's something that would be really nice. But look at like if you look at like down the strips of like Sunset Boulevard, there's a couple of like those little window areas where they just have like one or two mixed drinks, but they do still have the full bar. I just hope the drink itself doesn't disappear, because honestly I liked it so much. Like I said, I went back, I got another one yesterday, and I was like, this drink for me is worth that price tag, and like it's very good, and I am definitely going to try and make it myself at my house. My friend claims she is going to be able to do it because she has a niece center. I don't think she is, but that's challenge accepted. But she also had that non-alcoholic drink and raved about it. Really, really enjoyed it. So our friend did not love the margarita that we were there with, though.
No, but it lined up with my expectations. And just so you know, you can find Star Anise at any grocery store, including Publix. In Publix, you would find it in the section where you would find all of your Mexican specialty items.
Can you get it this time of year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Just because there was a trouble getting it like a year or two ago when my friend was on a cooking TV show. They couldn't find it anywhere.
Well, you're making me want to go there and get this weathered fedora drink.
Girl, it's the thing, and that's what I was worried about, because it was in that I forgot what those machines are called that just have the water that keeps going around. Oh my God, we used to have my Borders. I can't remember, but I was like, oh no, giant pre-batch cocktails, no, and I was like, I don't know who made it in the morning, but they dumped the whole bottle in there. So you got that old Forester in there, But we do still have more Indiana Jones stuff in here to talk about, which is starting on June 30th, when the movie actually releases in theaters. Shock Lindsay's is getting a little update to their menu. The giant Bacon for All Mankind is coming back. So this was actually previously around, temporarily known as the Bacon of Doom, and it's it's like basically smoked chocolate covered bacon served with a smoked old fashioned, including Knob Creek, simple syrup, Cointreau, orange bitters, and soda water. And I had this before when it was the Bacon of Doom, and I thought it was pretty good.
I wasn't a fan of it, but I'm over chocolate covered bacon. But
well, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't like to eat a lot of that.
They did change the name to fit in with Dial of Destiny, since in the new movie, it takes place at the space race and with the moon landing.
That makes sense.
That's why they changed the name.
All right, I was wondering. I was like, what? No, so there's that, and then also coming to the menu is March stuffed dates and figs, which are Marcona almond and goat cheese stuffed dates wrapped with prosciutto, cognac figs, and cipollini onion. The chicken on egg dish with fried chicken on deviled eggs with hot honey sauce will be served on a new wooden plane versus the old boring board they used to serve it on. Oh, that is cute. Plus, the charter flight will be available, bringing flight-sized versions of the 3 popular drinks, including Reggie's Revenge, Cool-Headed Monkey, and the Mayor's Reserve will be on there. Other snacks will pop up around Disney Springs, including the Indiana Jones Piñata and Marion's Medallion coming to the Ganachery, as well as the Indiana Jones Petite Cake at Amorette's Patisserie. So I feel like, oh, that is cute. That little cake there with a little whip. I had those deviled eggs when they were on the menu the last time, and they're off the chart. The putting the little crispy chicken on top of that deviled egg with the little hot honey, that's where it's at. I know you can't have it, Erica. I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
staring right at you while I say it.
It's fine.
You can come with me and watch me eat it.
Yeah, fine.
That'll be fun.
I'm not a huge fan of the America. I thought they were good, but I pulled the
Don't
chicken
listen to him.
off
He's
and
kinda
thought
sort
the
of.
chicken was good. I thought the eggs were good. Together, it didn't blend for me, but that was just for me. The dates, the date dish.
Oh wait, you had them at the thing. Okay,
yeah, they
sorry.
got during the media event.
Yeah.
They gave them all to us to sample. The dates were awesome. I will be back there to have it.
Okay, so I've never had a date. They're not. What is even that like? Is it like bitter?
Nope.
Is it like an olive?
No,
'Cause I hate olives.
it's on the sweet side of things. So this one, the only problem for it was a little sweet between the dates and the figs. You had the savoriness in since the dates were since that was all like stuffed together. The onion helped to chop it off a little bit, but even then the onion was roasted, so that had an inherent sweetness to it as well too. So it was a little on the sweet side, but then when you cut it with kind of a more bitter cocktail, I felt like it's a nice combination.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'll just have to go research it. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing about the Hanger Bar. Like, I like it enough, but I just feel like nothing for me. I mean, they are rotating the food, which is nice, but I don't think about it as food. And maybe I need to start, like, reframing how I think about it. Because for me, like, I've never really loved any of the cocktails necessarily. Like, there's not one that I'm like, I'm going there for that cocktail. And the beer selection has always been kind of, so it's been very mid for me.
Well,
and I feel like we should talk about that in general, like, because it's also written in the script. Do we feel like Disney World is doing enough to celebrate, 1, Indiana Jones, this movie, but 2, Indiana Jones, the franchise?
No, they're not.
They could do more.
Yeah, Hanger Bar is great. Like, if that is your, if that's your type of place that you want to sit and hang out at, a bar, and have some of your snacks there. But beyond that, Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, I know it is still such a mainstay for so many people. The opening scene, especially for me, with the taking it right out of Raiders of the Lost Ark, with the boulder rolling down, like, it is still exciting after all this time to see it. But is that the best use of its space? And I know for years people are like, why can't they just put Indiana Jones Adventure in that spot, the ride from Disneyland versus the Epic Stunt Spectacular.
Yeah.
I think I said Indiana Jones Adventure before. I'm sorry. Again, a little wiry here, but it feels like Indy is, while it's represented, it's like it's missing. It's still missing in a bigger way. And I feel like while Indiana Jones might not be Star Wars, I think there are just as many passionate people out there who still discover Indiana Jones, if they haven't before, or they still love it from the original set of movies.
Yeah.
And to me, those movies were in that same vein as Back to the Future and even to an extent like Jurassic Park, where those were like the big movies that I watched as a kid that completely like dominated my mind all the time and opened me up to like what movies could actually be. So I just think that Disney World in particular needs to do a lot more with Indiana Jones, and hopefully the movie's a hit and it'll push them in that direction.
Yeah, well, I mean, I completely agree with you. I think you really kind of framed it really nicely there with how you talked about the movies aspect of it. I think movies like that, like Back to the Future, I mean, being so aggressively set, like in the 80s and the thing, and, you know, that was their time then, but because it's about time travel, it makes it this whole element. And I know that's Universal, but I feel like Universal's coming around and celebrating Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, and those sort of things more. I would love to see, now that Disney has this thing, Indiana Jones, it's the way the movies are made too that gives it this sort of inherent like timelessness to it, because they were already of a different time and they already emulate, you know, like the old Pulp Fiction like sort of films that used to come out before movies in the theaters like way back in the day. And I would just kind of like to see more elements of it maybe like come up in like different ways, because I feel like we could do like a classy like Club Obi-Wan sort of thing, or it could be some sort of adventure like setting, or I don't know. You know, I just feel like there's a lot of untapped potential.
Yeah.
To celebrate. But the stunt show for me doesn't do it. I feel like it's past its time. It is of a different era.
It either needs like a really big refresh and like to change up some stuff, or it's time. Like it's predictable, and also like after COVID some things, you know, were taken out. It's a shorter show. Like I don't know, I feel like it could become something better. Personally, I haven't watched the movies. I watched one movie as a kid and I got scared. I can understand that, like, I look at it and I see it as a timeless like franchise.
I think you'd like them. I think you'd
I feel like now as an adult I would. I feel like as a kid I was like 5 and I got kind of freaked out.
Oh, for sure. There's scary elements.
Yeah, but I feel like now I could probably handle it, and I would just love to see them do something like a lot bigger to celebrate this whole franchise.
Harrison Ford in general, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right, like he's such a big part in all of this.
Yeah, whether it was like some sort of thrill attraction, a roller coaster, even a simple dark ride taking you around Indiana Jones, I feel like they could do something better than the stunt spectacular. And yeah, I just feel like it needs to be part of Hollywood studios at this point if you're going to do justice to such an iconic character in that way. And it's like, it's a shame that the style of like a Poseidon's Fury that was at Islands of Adventure, it's a shame that kind of style of an attraction went away, because that would have fit in very well with Indy. I mean, almost to a T. But yeah, more Indy. That's what we need.
Yeah. Well, we're going to boogie on over to the next story, and it's a groovy one, if I do say so myself. Walt Disney Imagineering has taken another big step forward as they started play testing their free-roaming Groot robot at Disneyland. Disney says this prototype robot of Groot is one of many ways Walt Disney Imagineers are developing new and innovative ways to bring stories to life in Disney parks. Walt Disney Imagineering Research and Development is developing a small-scale, free-roaming robotic actor that can take on the role of our similarly sized Disney characters. Its tightly integrated design provides over 50 degrees of freedom in a compact platform that can walk, gesture, and emote in style. Using custom authoring tools that combine whole body motion planning and traditional character animation, artists can quickly bring robotic characters to life with expressive motions and interactive behaviors. The video from the playtest Disney released was filmed on the Disney Junior Dance Party stage in Disney California Adventure with Disneyland cast members in attendance, but there are no immediate plans for use in Disney theme parks. This prototype will help them test unique traits, gaits, and capabilities. I feel like this is really interesting to me because, when did we first get a glimpse of the baby Groot? It was like 2 years ago at this point, right?
It was 2021. They did a big article, I believe it was with TechCrunch, and they actually like showed the entire progress. Like in 2018 they developed the legs for this robot, and then in 2019 they showed like a little clip of it where it was walking around Walt Disney Imagineering by itself, and then in 2020 it officially became Groot. And, with those first images they showed off, Groot had like the wire connecting to him that I believe is still in this one. When you look at the floor, he needed like help being supported up so he wasn't falling over, because they did show a clip of like the little robot falling over. But it's getting so close to this feeling like it could be a reality in the parks. And I know we've seen with the Living Character Initiative before, like the Lucky the Dinosaur and Wall-E and the Muppets Mobile Lab, which I miss so much. It was so incredible. But this is truly like the next step in it. And while I feel like it would be an absolute nightmare to try to control people from a Groot walking around the crowds anywhere, I would love to see it in like a show just like this, where it's like, just watching him, it's like, oh my gosh, they are really bringing characters to life in a different way, in a bigger way. It looks so incredible.
He keeps, every time he swings his arms around, I always think he's about to do like a backflip. Like, remember those dogs that would do the woof, 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 and then boop, and then flip around? But it is really cool. And it was one of those things where I was kind of like, okay, like I was impressed about it, but I was like, the reality of being able to like get a picture with that character or anything like that, like that can't really happen, right? Like we can barely even get a roaming droid at any point. You know what I mean? Like, but seeing it like this and using it in that sort of the dance off, the Guardians of the Galaxy dance off type show, that's where I'm like, oh, that would be really cool. Like watching it like in front of your eyes. And then you think like, what other characters could you see this sort of technology incorporated into? And my mind immediately is like, well, I would see like a Nick Wilde or a Judy Hopps, like something where like maybe they come out and there's just a back and forth between them. Like, cause we've had sort of like in Disney Junior, there used to be like puppet shows and use of things, but like seeing full-bodied, like that sort of a, like, isn't that what Disney is? Isn't Disney about like bringing to life this storytelling in like new and interesting ways? And
this could enhance storytelling to a whole different level.
Yeah.
Like I watched that video so many times, and first of all, like he just looks so cute, but the movements are so realistic, and it could take everything to such a different, whole new level in a way we've never seen, especially with like live entertainment and stage shows. Like, can you imagine if they would revamp The Voyage to the Little Mermaid show, Hollywood Studios, and use some of that kind of technology?
Yeah.
Like, that would be phenomenal.
That's the first thing I thought with all of it, is that it could make the shows significantly better because it has more of a realism. And I'm not trying to like sit here and say that the normal characters we get to see when we're in the parks aren't magical. They absolutely are. And it just sometimes it takes you out of it a little bit because of the size difference and the height difference with it. And if you have technology like this that can be used, then you can just change all of that completely. And it can, for shows at least, not for meet and greets necessarily, but it could be the next step in really entertaining shows.
I'm even thinking like beyond that a little bit, like the show, sure, and like I don't think meet and greets would necessarily be out of the question. I think walking around would be. I think it would be something similar to how you'll see when we go to California, but or we saw it during the pandemic when we came back and we had those distance meet and greets. But you know how like Winnie the Pooh or like Rabbit will be out on the lawn or something like that? I'm thinking of like, I'm just thinking Avengers Campus specifically because we're talking about Groot, but like there's this area where like Iron Man meets and greets, and it's usually like that area is chained off. And I'm thinking of like, okay, well, he comes out and maybe you just can't get right up next to him or anything like that, but you can come over and he does the I am Groot. Because, like, I know Craig and I had met Baby Groot when he was here, and I know that's a completely different scenario, completely different thing, but you know what I mean? Like, you're still at a distance with the thing, and, like, so I think, like, that could still be something down the line. But I think also, like, seeing these, like, smaller, these more intricate-looking characters, I also think of the flip side of, like, what big character could we see? Do you think it could be applied the other way? Would it be easier to make a bigger character?
Yeah, it's part of. I mean, that's more of the Project Exoskeleton that they were working on. So, like, they brought the Hulk to life in Disney California Adventure earlier this year, and we know that that's a big priority for them too. So they're really trying to go on all ends here, from the big ones of Project Exoskeleton, then to the small ones of they're calling this Project Kiwi that it's all part of. So I like, I like just these little looks inside what Imagineering is doing too, because we could never see this in the parks ever one day. Like that's completely possible.
Well, I mean, it could be out of our lifetime.
Yeah, it might not happen. So just knowing though that, like, I hate saying this way, but it's like sometimes with Imagineering, when you're not seeing anything new, it's like, well, are they just rehashing all the old hits? And that's not the case. They are still trying to innovate with what they haven't done before, and I love these little looks at it.
I do. I was going to say, I like that we're getting like a peek with like the door cracked open a little bit to be like, this is kind of the thing that we do here at Disney, is that, and who knows whether one of these elements, maybe the thing they're thinking up here ends up getting used in movies, and somebody, it's the same way like with Favreau made the stagecraft and stuff, and that became used over all these things, and like listening to him talk about that, like all these sort of elements. It's just, I appreciate that very much, that in this current like time and day and age, and the way that, ever since the pandemic, like the lockdown, and the way we look at like profits and what's operating and what's worth investing in, that this is still something that is going on, because they know investment in like that storytelling and innovation is a core principle in this company. Is that like, it's like what Craig said, it may never come to fruition for the park, but we don't know that it could come into something else. So it's like nice that there's still that blue sky sort of thing that still exists within a company like this, and I think that also, like I just said, is like one of their core tenets of like storytelling. It all comes down to like, how can we use this in different ways for different types of storytelling? And someday maybe I will get to go meet that Rocket Raccoon and not just see him from a distance, but he's my favorite animatronic that Disney has right now. So anyway, well, I'm sorry, I just scrolled up and I missed my, I lost my spot in my script. Anyway, so finally, one more story here for you. We are going to ask you to dust off your jingle bells and you get your balls of holly already, or whatever it is you hang up, because we're halfway to the holidays. This week, Disney is celebrating the halfway point to the Christmas season, and it means a week of announcements. Today's announcement is about Disneyland, with Disney Cruise Line getting unwrapped on June 14th, and a little Walt Disney World in our stockings on June 15th. It feels crazy that they chose like what feels like the hottest day of the year to start doing this, but
oh yeah,
whatever, that's fine. What was actually announced for Disneyland today? Well, first, Mickey and Minnie are getting new holiday outfits for 2023. Disney says these outfits are mid-century modern inspired looks, putting a spin on the classic red and green with the addition of pastel colors and playful prints that include snowy sparkle and matching holly brooches crafted by Minnie Mouse herself. Disney has reached a new low for me. I hate you. Disney has reached a new low for me, as they say, these look slay. I do have a mug I do drink out of that I unseasonally. I won't drink out of it at Christmas, but it does say slay all day. And it's SLEIGH. So I like to just pull it into frame whenever I'm getting sassy. So I keep it on my desk. Anyway, I think the costumes are cool. Man, does Disneyland, like, the Christmas costumes get updated like every year?
Oh, there are holiday costumes, Halloween ones. I mean, they, it keeps it fresh. But again, locals, they always want something fresh too. So it makes sense. I think these are cute costumes. They don't scream mid-century modern to me.
No, I didn't get that at all.
But I also
sweater vest, maybe?
I do want to meet that Mickey and hang out with him by the fireplace, and
I do like his
reminisce
jacket.
of holidays old.
I like Minnie's dress. I think it's really cute. I like her little.
I do like her shoulder,
yeah,
her
little
little
shoulder thing.
I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, they're all really good looks. So I
With
just
a little green belt.
nothing
So
but
fashion.
nothing but praise to say about these outfits. Got to get some of those green pants though.
Oh, I got some green pants up in here. I'll wear my green pants. Yeah, the Disneyland, the holidays at Disneyland are just magical. But Disney also announced that It's a Small World holiday will return to Disneyland Park. Haunted Mansion holiday featuring The Nightmare Before Christmas will also be running through the holiday season, which is great because even though it starts during Halloween, it's more of a Christmas attraction anyways, because we all know it is in fact a Christmas movie and not a Halloween movie, and I will die on that hill. No other announcements were made, but it's safe to assume that Cars Land and its attractions will receive their normal holiday overlays. Both parks will be littered with festive decor, and believe in holiday magic fireworks will be lighting up the skies at Disneyland. Erica, I'm telling you, I know you haven't been to Disneyland yet, but going in August, I mean, you're hitting it right before all these incredible seasons come through, but it is like you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel that pull, that need to get back there. And I'm telling you, I don't know which I like more, because I went to Disneyland at Christmas this last Christmas, and I'd been like once before, but really quick for like a day, and it's just so nice. It's just so like cozy, and it's kind of like what I wish. Walt Disney World has been like spreading their Christmas celebration a little bit more, but there's just something where like Disneyland, it just feels like it's everywhere. And I like Festival of the Holidays at California Adventure, and I feel like they've gotten a little better about hopefully representing some of the other holidays that also occur around that time too. But there was like good food. There's all this stuff. It's a lot of fun.
I have a feeling that next year during the holiday season, I'm gonna go.
I finally got a Disneyland candy cane too this year. It's worth the hype.
Is it really?
I don't know if you can have it. I don't know if there's dairy in candy canes. I might
know.
just lie to you and say
sugar.
there is, and I will keep it just to be mean and take it. I'm not against being a Grinch at the holiday.
It's okay.
I'm just kidding.
I believe candy canes are
Pure sugar?
heated
Sugar.
pure sugar.
Is it
Okay.
just
And
heated pure
pulled
sugar?
and stretched and add mint.
Oh, all right. There you go. Now you have it. Who knows? Anyway, Craig, Christmas or Halloween, Disneyland? Go.
Christmas by a mile. I've always said that.
Okay.
Christmas is my holiday. Sorry.
I know you do love Christmas. He annoyingly listens to the Christmas music any time of year.
Oh, I've started already a little bit.
Guys,
I
The
was-
Hanukkah and
let me
Christmas
have Halloween
music.
for a second.
I was listening to the Main Street Christmas music while I was putting the show together this morning. So
Well, I
put
mean,
me at a peaceful pace.
It's funny. The halfway to, I just went to walk the dog, and I was like, "Ugh, Christmas today," and I was like, it was like hot and sticky, and I was like, I feel disgusting. Why? Anyway, Disney is giving everyone a. Wait, am I repeating myself here now? No. I'm moving on to the next part of our Christmas story. I'm sorry. My hand keeps on the computer, keeps moving the page up. Disneyland is giving everyone a small window to enjoy halfway to the holidays. And if you're at Disneyland, Walt Disney World, or Disney Cruise Line this week, then you might be able to partake. At Disneyland until June 15th, you can find gingerbread macarons at Kayla's Cake in downtown Disney, a Mickey gingerbread at Pacific Wharf Cafe, and an eggnog slush with rum chata topped with whipped cream and sprinkles at Cozy Comb Motel. And you better believe I will sneak my way into Disney California Adventure if I have to on my upcoming trip to get that little eggnog slush. Oh, I'm getting that eggnog slush. That's Thursday that ends? Mama's getting that slush. That's the 15th, yeah. At Walt Disney World, it's far less exciting with a brownie treetop pop and ginger snap cookie being released at Gasparilla Island Grill through June 15th. On Disney Cruise Line, that's it at Walt Disney World? You have to go to the Grand Floridian?
Yeah, and I was just there yesterday, and Sarsaparilla Island Grill, as I call it, was completely surrounded by construction walls. I mean, there's still an opening to get to it, but
Oh, fun.
yeah, it's a nightmare. They picked the wrong place at the wrong time to do this.
Also, the resort that, like, for me historically is the hardest one to just go to get something.
Well, the walking path is open again, of course,
Oh,
from
thank
Magic
goodness.
Kingdom, so you just walk right over.
In this heat?
Yeah, in this economy. On Disney Cruise Line, a Happy Santa cupcake is available on the Disney Wish and Disney Fantasy on the current sailings, along with the reindeer sipper, rotating tin popcorn bucket, and a holiday stainless steel tumbler on various Disney Cruise Line ships. Do you think people are going to be on the ships and be like, what in the world? Like, just not have gotten this news, and will be like, why?
Probably a couple people here and there.
Yeah. Some of the cruises have already departed, and you're probably not listening to this while you were at sea, but if you're on the Disney Wish ship departing today and watching the show from port, then try the cupcake. Let us know how it is. And if you're on the Disney Wonder departing today from Vancouver and heading to Alaska, then you better grab that reindeer sipper and take pictures of the Great North. Maybe you see a reindeer yourself. Who knows? I miss cold weather, guys. I know it's like a mental thing that, I'm sure, isn't July 25th halfway to Christmas, anyways. I get that this is halfway to the beginning of Disney's celebration, but am I wrong? Is it July 25th
Yeah,
or is
because
it June
that's
25th?
it's when you have Christmas in July.
Yeah, okay. All right. I thought I was losing my mind.
You
for a
know,
second.
the best time of year to celebrate the holidays is anytime you need a happy pick-me-up. So I'm okay with it. It's never halfway to the holidays for me because the holidays are always with me and they always will be. I'm very excited for June 15th with the Walt Disney World announcement because if you look at the artwork that one of my friends made, and I love it. If you look at the little snowflakes on it, it's all Tower of Terror. So it seems like whatever the announcement is going to be, it's going to be surrounding Hollywood Studios.
Do you think we're going to get an overlay? Or do you think it's just going to be like Return of the Projection?
I think it's going to be something else beyond that. I do not know what it is at all, but I know I was texting Brooke last night, and she was like, the rumors murmuring online is Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam finally coming back. If it was that, I'd be happy because it's just I miss Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam.
The other rumor I've been hearing is people speculating that a hard ticket event could be coming to Hollywood Studios for the holidays.
Interesting. Really?
That could incorporate the old Osborne lights, which that part
There's
I don't
nowhere
think it's
to
going to
put 'em.
happen. Yeah, but I think it's
I mean,
cool
Main
to
Street. I guess you
speculate.
could put them on Main Street.
Well, you could put them down Hollywood.
No, there's no way because traditionally working at Hollywood Studios, they would have already had to start. Less buildings, I guess, less facades. I was going to say they'd already be starting to put them up by now.
It'd probably be like a much more like scaled down type of situation. But I do like the idea of a hard ticketed event at Hollywood Studios because I love Christmas at Hollywood Studios.
I honestly, I mean, you saying that is really interesting. I mean, if you're picking a park that isn't Magic Kingdom to add it to, that one seems like the best one.
Because Epcot already has candlelight.
Yeah.
And that.
And the different countries have all their, and then they have the food booths and stuff like that. Yeah.
So that would be the place to do it.
Honestly, it could take pressure off of the Magic Kingdom party too. I mean, why not have multiple parks have
So that's what I've been seeing online, and I've kind of been like, I hope that's true, and if it's not true, I'll move on. But I kind of want that to happen.
Yeah, I believe that rumor started from WDW Magic, which, I know anyone's track record with rumors. You never know if it's good or not, but that's one rumor that I would like to come true. I know some people might look at it as, oh gosh, no, Disney's gouging even more money from us with yet another hard ticket event, but you know what? I have been singing the praises of Hollywood Studios now during the holidays for years at this point, especially with Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam in it. I think that between the retro decor that they have throughout the parks, plus if you have Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, the projections on Tower of Terror, the snow down Sunset Boulevard, even the holiday overlay like on Alien Swirling Saucers and in Toy Story Land, you throw all that together, add just a little bit more, I think there's enough there to justify. If you throw in a parade on top of that too, forget about it. That would be an awesome park for a hard ticket party.
A Santa Claus meet and greet and some snacks, you're good.
Yeah, I think honestly, I feel like that's a kind of a win. So, I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Only time will tell. But we've moved on from news, and we're going to the rapid fire. So, Erica, you're up first.
All right. I just wanted to touch on and give some love to the new Pride mural that is at Epcot because last year's was next to the Imagination Pavilion's restrooms, all the way in the back. No one could see it. It was very sad.
But
it was very sad. No one could see it. Hard to get to. And if you didn't know about it, you'd never seen it. And now they have moved this one to the outside of what's that place called? Connections Cafe and Eatery. It's right in your face across from Spaceship Earth, and it is beautiful. And I got to go there the other day, and I loved every second of it. There were so many families coming up, taking pictures, and like so many excited kids coming to take pictures with their families. And there was a lot of adults that I saw that were just, were emotional because they were happy to see something this beautiful at the park. So I don't know. I just think everyone should go look at it. I think it's really pretty. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
I'm 4'11", so like everything always seems so much taller. But I was like, wow, this is a huge, huge mural. And they have a PhotoPass photographer out there, and they do a great job. they're trying to get like all different angles and stuff. So it was really nice. I think everyone should just go look at it.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday. I went to see it yesterday. There is also a Pride mural at Magic Kingdom as well. That's on the purple wall. So I went and saw both of those yesterday, and it was nice. It was cool. It was like a girl like right away came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, I love your bag," because I got that Marvel Pride bag.
Oh, you did it.
I was like, "Yeah, I did it." You know what? I did it because I told myself I'm trying to learn to love myself a little bit more and work on internalized homophobia and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, I want to be more comfortable expressing myself in some of those ways. And don't you dare shake your head back there.
I'm not shaking it because of that.
I
do
know.
want you to love yourself more. I just want you to stop buying stuff that then you regret later.
I know, and I already do regret it.
But
it's fine.
it's a good size bag.
I know it is a good size bag, and you know what? It fit my umbrella and my water bottle and my camera, so I was happy. But yeah, I agree. He is shaking his head because I will keep being like, well, it helps me be a better person. This merchandise. I am the worst. Like, I met a consumer products person this morning from Disney, and I was like, "You are literally talking to the person right now that will keep you in business." Like,
I will buy everything.
yeah, pretty much. But no, it's nice. That's nice, and the other mural at Magic Kingdom is very nice too. It's nice.
I
to
saw
see
the Animal Kingdom one yesterday, and that was really nice too.
Honestly, the one at Epcot, like they could just keep that up there. I don't feel like it's like. It's bright. It's colorful. I love a good backdrop. You know me.
Yeah.
You know how I feel. I love how they have the like top half of Spaceship Earth, and then it's like the different types of colors in there. And I appreciate that it's like the newer modern version of the coloring of like a pride flag and stuff. But even to the lesser informed or the lesser known, it's just like a nice bright mural. That's just It's literally it says what it is right there. Love.
It matches the vibe of like that whole area.
Yeah. I think it really lends itself nice to that connections entryway that it's in there. So we'll see. But Craig, do you want me to go first or do you want to go?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So I have there is a new Lego set coming out, and yeah, I freaked out a little bit when I saw it because guess what? It's the Disney Hocus Pocus Sanderson Sisters Cottage Lego set. I knew this was up in that what do they call it? The Lego Ideas?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I want that to be real, but
it's
I don't
better
think
than
they'll
I
ever make
expected,
it.
though.
Oh, it's like they did a fun video and everything like that, but it is incredible. So this is based on the iconic cottage from the 1993 hit blockbuster. The bewitching story has come back to life once more, revealing all the magical events that happened in the Sanderson home, now in brick form. It's been more than 30 astonishing years since the original Hocus Pocus film premiered, and last year saw the much-anticipated, but I didn't care for it, sequel Hocus Pocus 2, expanding the story. So this house was designed by 26-year-old Belgian Lego fan and Hocus Pocus fan Amber Vet via the Lego Ideas platform. The original design attracted 10,000 votes and then was selected to be made into a real Lego set. This is a 2,316 piece set, which is very nice. I know that I don't always build I don't build Legos, but Eli builds all the Lego sets, so my house literally looks like a Lego museum now. Not my house, my apartment. It should be a house at this point, but and it's just one of those like. I love that they have the Sanderson minifigures in here, but I also really appreciate that there is Max, Danny, and Allison in here as well. Sorry, new group, but whatever.
And a Thackeray Binks cat.
A Thackeray Binks as well. We have a Thackeray Binks. I just love what it looks like, and I love how it like opens up and everything. This is like the perfect, because I got Eli the Home Alone house, and then I got him a Santa with the reindeer to put like on top of the house for like it already feels like a Christmas decoration, but guess what? It's out all year round. I think this is more where I'm like, put this one, you can put this right where people walk in the front door so they see it and know that this was this Lego set. So that is coming out for all to purchase. The VIPs can start purchasing it on July 1st. At lego.com/hocus-pocus, and then the Lego stores for all on July 4th, and that is going to be a $230 set, $229.99.
That's not bad.
No, honestly, for a what did I say? It was like almost 200, like 2,000 plus piece set, 2,300 piece set. I feel like that's pretty on par. But like, I love how it's the cottage, and then they have the gate. So there's like it's like a little bit of the settings. I just feel like the designs that have been coming out of Lego in the last couple of years have been just like killing it. And this is one where I'm like, I never thought this would get made, but I love it. It also, because I've always been fond of the Hocus Pocus cottage because it looks like the Jenny Gristmill in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So it makes me feel like I'm like, oh yeah, I've been there. I haven't. Obviously, it was built on a soundstage. So I'm pretty sure that house is from a soundstage, but. Yeah. Anyway, very excited. Craig, will you be getting that one?
Oh, I absolutely will be getting it. No, I cannot wait for this one. I will be there in July 1st as part of the VIP pre-sale. So
I told Eli, I was like, if you don't
it.
get this, I'm never speaking to you again.
Because I want to have it, and I want it built in time for all our Halloween decorations to go up. It's going to sit right next to my little Lego Haunted Mansion set that they re-released last year. And yeah, it will be a cherished part of my
It looks
collection.
like a fun build. Like because I mean, they don't really show it in the article that we have up, but I saw like a thing online where it had like, it showed like the interior with like the cauldron and everything, and like the attention to detail on this thing is gorgeous. And it's fun because not all the Disney movies get like a really detailed collector's set build like this. Like I think the Madrigal house from Encanto was like a regular Lego set, not like the collector's version, so it didn't have quite this like detail to it. I don't know. It looks really cool.
It does. You know what else is really cool?
What your rapid fire?
I'm finally going to talk about it.
Oh,
so you
my
can you can
God.
say it.
I can finally say Crow is not going to be in this script from this week forward. Until we have to talk about something that happened with crows this week at Disney.
I'm finally removing the photos from our little lineup library,
Yeah.
but no, I do want to finally talk about the cool event that Disney invited me out to about like a month and a half ago now, and that was to watch the qualifying races for Crow, which we have said once and for all now is the canoe races of the world. And this is a really cherished cast member event. It seems like one of the cooler ones that they get to do. You know, I got to talk about how I snuck behind the scenes and went with Disney to one of the cast member service celebration parties, and that was amazing. This was another one where I had to wake up really early. A dog had to come sniff my car to make sure that I did not have anything bad on me as I got to park backstage right back behind Tomorrowland and Main Street USA, and then walk in through the park before it was open so I could watch the canoe races. And it's just one of those things that, like, because it's happening so early in the park before any guests arrive, you probably have no idea that it's happening. And it's a very cool event. Like, there's 90 plus different teams all put together with cast members. They can be from any location. If they want to start a team, all they have to do is say, we're going to start it. And they just need to fill up 10 rowers. So that way they know they have enough for a boat, and then go through qualifying competitions. And it's one of those cool things too where they make it for all skill levels, so you might be, you know, more of an amateur rower with your group, and in that situation, you know, you will you're more in it for the fun than for the race element. But at the same time too, if you're like serious about it and you think you can make it all the way around Tom Sawyer Island in Magic Kingdom in like 6 minutes, then you're going to be like one of the top groups, and you can really compete on that way. But it's a lot harder than it looks. So I never had the opportunity to row on canoes around Tom Sawyer Island, only at Disneyland. You know, because that's still an attraction you can do, but I've never had the chance to do it at Walt Disney World. The canoes that they use for it are the original canoes that they used to use at Magic Kingdom way back in the day.
Oh my gosh.
When you could still canoe, just a little bit retrofitted. And it's one of those things when we got out on the water and got to do it, like, you get hyped up.
Who were you in the canoe with?
It was a couple of us from media who were all invited to be there, and then some of the volunteers that run the event. They jumped in the boat with us to help us go, because
cool.
I mean they're long canoes. You need to actually have a good,
What'd you
a
say?
good
It was like
paddler,
12 people,
good steel.
right?
Yeah, we had like 8 in our ship, and they never got back to me with what the official time is, but I think they said that we qualified like really well, but the extra help we had on board was like, I mean, they literally do this they don't do it for a living, but this is like their main passion thing.
Yeah.
So they definitely held up a lot of the work with it. But it's such a cool thing that happens when no one else can see, and like just getting to watch it as the sun was rising was just spectacular. It's a global event for Disney, so if for some reason you're a cast member or you plan on being one at Disneyland or Disneyland Paris, they also run it there, and it's just one of those cool little perks of being a cast member. And Disney did invite me, but I'm not trying to sit here and tell you like, hey, you should go be a cast member just so you can do that. It's more of shining a spotlight on the little things that cast members get to do when you kind of feel like, cast members have a hard life. They absolutely do. They get crapped on way too much, way too often, and it's cool that Disney provides opportunities like this for them, and so I'm glad that they're actually like sharing them with me, so now I'm like able to be like, it helps in context of things. I still wish cast members always made more money and didn't get berated and yelled at by guests, but cool little thing. If you're a cast member, consider doing it one day.
Yeah, I almost did this one year. We like had a whole group together, and it like goes fast because like Craig said, it's a global event, so like any line of business can be a part of it. You're not separated by that. It could be anybody who's a cast member. And I remember it took us forever to get a whole group together, and then the day we did it, it was gone in like a second, and I was like, just kidding. Like I was like, well, we all committed and then nothing, so whatever. But it's really cool that you got to go and like see it, because that is like a really unique thing to do. Like you said, like we don't have that attraction like they do at Disneyland to be able to like, you're never down there, you're never in the water, you're never like seeing it from that angle,
Very cool perspective.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun that they got to do that. So so again, we are sorry, there was a fly. We are not going to do our little chat at the end to talk about the things we're excited about for Disney, because we're here. We're at a full hour right now, so we'll save it for next week. I'm sure we're going to have tons of things to talk about. I went to 3 parks yesterday, and let me tell you, I got a lot to say about it. But it was fun. I'm glad I did it. Well, it was hot. But but that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Diz Unplugged. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next week for another episode of the Diz Unplugged. Have a great week, everybody, and remember, insert tagline here.